Yo, today we're reacting to how Wilbur Soot lost his entire audience in 1 month. Let's get into it.
Incredibly successful career, amassing over 6 million subscribers on YouTube, 4.7 million followers on Twitch, and a band that toured the
Jeez,
world.
I didn't know he was that
However,
famous. Hold
after
up.
serious allegations surfaced, his entire empire would come crumbling down, as his audience not only would abandon him, but became his new haters. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be covering the story of Wilbur Soot, his massive rise to fame, and even bigger fall from grace in the public eye. William Patrick Spencer Gold, who we'll be referring to as Wilbur, was born on the 14th of September 1996.
Jeez, Unc. Holy, bro was 28. I think it's time we put him in a retirement home or something. Give him a cane.
In the beachside town
Oh,
of
this is an
Brighton,
old head.
England, he would be
Pushing
raised
30.
by his split parents, who divorced whilst he was in middle school. In 2008, at the age of 12, Wilbur would create his first YouTube channel named Settings 66 alongside his childhood friend Ben, where they would upload typical content for 12-year-olds in 2008. According to Wilbur, they forgot the password and lost access to the channel, leaving it as a glimpse into his life whilst growing up. 3 years later, on the 18th of May 2011, Wilbur would create a new channel named Minecraft and Donuts. The channel was a collaboration with his friend Sophie, where they would upload regular Minecraft content up until 2013, when Wilbur would once again make a new channel, this time titled A Little Bit of Will. The channel would act as a hub for his short films and music videos. His passion for filmmaking and creating would further continue into his development, as he would go on to get a bachelor's degree in editing and post-production. By 2007,
Jeez, hold up. That's actually sick. I didn't know that he went to college. I thought he was just like one of your regular, like, oh, I dropped out of college Minecraft YouTubers type.
Wilbur would create his new
That's
channel
crazy.
named Wilbur Music in order to share his music covers.
Do nothing to substitute self-gratification. So a climax with a sigh.
Between the years
Not Yeet, but it's alright.
2017 and 2019,
Not
Wilbur would
Cardi,
form a group known
but
as
it's
the
alright.
Soot House, which consisted of a variety of his friends who would make meme-based content. The channel would be a massive success, garnering over 283 million views and over 1 million subscribers. But
Gosh, how
despite
long
this
ago was
success,
this?
The channel would ultimately be abandoned, with the final upload being on the 29th of July 2019. However, during the Soot House era, he created his own personal channel named Wilbur Soot, where he would publish Minecraft content, with the first video being a collaboration with Jay Schlatt titled Tiny Minecraft 25 Block Survival Challenge.
Something for me. I need you to go in there.
Yeah, okay.
I need you to go in there.
I
Just...
didn't even give me any time.
During 2019, PewDiePie would make Minecraft popular again with his incredibly viral Let's Play series that would gain millions of views on each and every episode.
It's sad to think that 2019 feels like just last year. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's 2024. That was 5 years ago. Doesn't even feel like
Oh my
that.
god. Hey dog. I love you. Come back, I give more steak.
Wilbur's solo channel would initially continue his Minecraft content streak, but in April of 2020, he received an invitation to join a new private Minecraft server, the Dream SMP. This server, created by popular YouTubers Dream and George Not Found, would transform Wilbur's career. His natural charisma and storytelling abilities were a perfect fit for the server's unique
Like,
concept.
people say that Dream, like, got famous in, like, 2020. Dude, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like in 2020, I knew who Dream was, like, from a while ago. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of crazy to think that he got famous in 2020. Because that's what made me start to think, like, geez. Like, that was just recent, you know? That feels recent. Because I feel like he was famous back in, like, 2018, 2017. But I don't know.
Role-playing. The Dream SMP propelled Wilbur to fame that he'd never reached before, amassing millions of new subscribers as he seamlessly fit into the storyline and became a well-liked member of the server. Whilst riding off the high from the Dream SMP success, Wilbur would found his indie rock band Lovejoy in May of 2021, posting their debut EP Are You Alright just days after. It wouldn't be long before the band would gain millions of monthly listeners. Wilbur would spend the following 2 years touring the world and making festival appearances with his band. It's more than safe to say that at this point, Wilbur was on top of the world. He built a multi-million subscriber YouTube empire, created a successful world touring band, and was actively becoming a superstar in his own right. However, 2024 would be a turning point for Wilbur's reputation. As
Was
we
that?
know, serious accusations were about to be made against him. On the 21st of February 2024, creator Shelby Shubble would host a stream titled Talking About Something More Serious. Throughout the stream, Shubble would detail her negative experience with her unnamed British ex. She spent the stream educating her audience on early signs of dangerous relationships, wherein she revealed multiple details that led to the audience believing that she was talking about the beloved streamer Wilbur Soot. She stated that during her relationship, her ex was extremely manipulative and would bite her aggressively. Shelby said that at the beginning,
Bite?
she didn't realize it was and would even
Bite? What? You're telling me that you're getting abused by bites? Bro, if it came to the point where I was like getting abused by my partner's like chompers, I'm just kidding. Nah, I can't do that. But like seriously, it's like I feel like that's something to prevent, but I guess I just don't know how you take it that far with biting. It's kind of weird.
for him by telling others that it was fine. However, as the biting went on, it would get to a point where he allegedly had to change locations in order to not bite the bruises and marks left from previous bites. At this point, her friends began to tell her that what was going on wasn't normal, and she would go on to learn that she was actually—
I'm starting to think this is something just kinky, bro. Like, I don't think this is just something that's abusive. I think this is something that's kinky, bro. Like, you guys are in the biting, or someone is in the biting. That's just weird.
When I hear about physical, I think of hitting. I think of hitting and punching. So I thought that this wasn't violent enough. To be I
It
thought
could
that
be.
it was just like a constant accident that he kept hurting me. But he's not hitting me. And it didn't start as something that he did to hurt me. He had this habit of biting, which is so weird to me now, but he said that he had had this habit since he was a kid, and even his mom said that that was true. And he said it was just affectionate, and that might have been— I mean, I think that might have been true maybe at the start, but I also feel that I have good reason to believe that every part of it was a lie, but that's just my personal opinion. And I had no problem with just biting. That isn't even the most uncommon thing. But he did mention something early that I should have taken as a red flag. And he wanted to make sure that I was okay with him biting me, because he didn't want me to come back later and say that he me, which I thought was really weird, considering he had never hurt me before. And so why would I call it? And why was he thinking about that? And I thought he was being sweet, checking on me to make sure that I was—
I mean, yeah, from one side, like this side of the story, it sounds like he was being nice. Like, hey, like, just to make sure you're cool with me biting you, because I don't want you to be like thinking it's abuse or anything. Like, it's fun, right? But we gotta listen to the rest,
still
I guess.
comfortable.
But I can see how that's a good
But
thing.
of course I was, because he hadn't hurt me. And why would I think he ever would?
According to Shelby, the pair eventually started using a safe word for her to say when Wilbur's biting tendencies got too painful. However, despite that, in the final months of their relationship, he would allegedly always bite to the point where she was forced to say it.
He had, now at this point, weaponized the safe word and was using it to ensure that I was hurt, and on a constant basis. And he wasn't sorry anymore. I couldn't even tell you the last time he had apologized for doing it anymore, because now sometimes he would bite me and I would yell out the safe word because it hurt so bad, and he'd clamp down even harder. And just for a second,
At that point, just tell him like, hey, bro, like, I'm not into you biting me no more. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to stop. Like, you just made me yell in pain because of the fact that you're biting me. I don't want to do that no more. You know, that's not my thing anymore, because now it comes to the point where I feel like I'm being disrespected since you're not even apologizing either. Like, yeah, I just have to cut it off at that point. So, all right, we're done doing that. You're no longer doing that. And if you do it, I'm either going to slap you off, punch you off, do something to get my arm away from you, or whatever you're biting away from you, you know?
just for
Because at that point,
compassion
it's just bad.
before letting go. And sometimes I'd say the safe word and he'd grind his teeth down on my skin. And sometimes he'd smile after. Like a gloating grin. And during this time, I was filled with so much anxiety all the time that I was constantly nauseous.
To make matters worse, Shelby also claimed he would joke about it looking like he abused her.
Would even joke that it looked like he abused me. And eventually he did acknowledge how bad it looked that I was covered in bruises all the time. So he stopped biting my arms as often, and he started biting my legs instead.
Oh, what? What? I was like shaking my head thinking like, oh, good. Like he actually acknowledges it and stops. No, he just moves on to a different body part that's going to be harder to see the bruises. No, that's not what you do in that situation. That situation, you're like, man, I'm hurting my girl like a lot. Like, you know, like this biting thing is getting a little bit too far. People can see the bruises on her arms, you know. Let me move to her leg. Like, no, you go ahead and tell yourself, like, hey, let me stop. Let me stop. Because now it's got to the point where it's like, she's obviously in pain. She's screaming out the safe word. She's in bruise. She has bruises all over her body. People are going to get concerned. Let me stop in general. Or if you don't stop completely.
It was in the last couple of months of the relationship that every time he bit me, it was until I needed to use this safe word. It had become his benchmark for when to stop. Only once I was definitely hurt, which meant I was being hurt every single day, multiple times a day, for all of the days that we spent together in person.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to sit here and act like any of this is cool. But I feel like it comes to a point where you, as the person who's getting bit, has to be like, okay, I'm hurt every single day. Let me not let him do this anymore. Because I understand that it could be scary to like deny it because then you don't know what else to do. But like you already said in a previous statement, he doesn't actually like hurt you, like hit you or anything like that. This biting has just gotten way too far. And it's becoming like something that's scary. So it's like, hey, I'm not gonna let you bite me anymore. After he reacts to that, that's when you make the decision of either you stay with him or you leave him. Because now you've addressed your claims and based off how he reacts, should determine what you do from there. You know,
And
that's just how I
when
feel
asked
about
him
it.
to stop again, this time he said, "This is who he is. He isn't going to change." Those were
Then you
his
leave.
words.
Following the stream, viewers would start investigating who this abusive ex could possibly be, and with various details lining up, it was quickly becoming evident that she was talking about Wilbur. Over the following week, many of Wilbur's fanbase had turned against him. However, one post would make things a whole lot worse. On the 27th of February 2024, Wilbur Soot would make a tweet reading, "In the past week, a series of allegations have been made over my conduct from an ex-girlfriend. I want to emphasize that although I feel it fair to offer my perspective, this person's feelings are completely valid. I have taken my time sharing the statement as I wanted to process and respond respectfully, and with the hope to gain a deeper understanding for the situation. During our relationship's final months, I regrettably became slobbish, disrespectful, and selfish. These actions caused a lot of pain to my ex-girlfriend, and I've since sought therapy to address these behaviors, making significant lifestyle changes to rectify my past actions. I've come to realize how much my past behavior hurt this person, but I truly, compassionately believe I've made great strides from the person I once was, and hope I can continue to grow and improve on this trajectory. The allegation."
Okay, that's an okay statement to make because of the fact that it's like, okay, well, he's addressing the fact like I can't change what I did. What I did was completely wrong. I am making changes to myself to better myself. You know, that's probably one of the best things he could have done in that situation.
Particularly in the form of biting, deeply shocked me. Throughout our relationship, I understood from our numerous conversations and text message exchanges on the subject that this behavior was consensual, playful, and reciprocally enjoyed. I truly believe those personal message exchanges reflect mutual affection and understanding. Out of respect for her, I choose not to publish them, and I I emphasize my perspective is not shared to diminish or invalidate anyone's feelings. Instead, I share it in the hope that I can offer a genuine, fair, and relevant insight into my understanding of the situation. While I may perceive our interactions differently, I recognize that this person has processed and expressed feelings of hurt. I want to extend my sincerest apologies for any pain that I caused. I am fully committed to understanding and addressing our concerns going forwards. I hope my perspective sheds light on the situation without detracting from its message. I am dedicated to earning and maintaining the trust of those around me, and hope I continue to be held to these high standards I wish to attain and maintain.
Honestly, like I said, best way he could have went about it. He's explaining that he wants to get an understanding of the situation, so he's sorry for what he's done, and he's addressing the fact that he knows he can't go back and undo what he did, but he's trying to make changes to himself as a person, and he does not want to invalidate his girlfriend's decisions. That is completely respectful. Like, I can't see any other way he could have went about this without people taking it in the complete wrong way.
It's more than safe to say that the community was not impressed with Wilbur's response, with the main criticism being much he focused on defending himself and stating that he has, quote, changed, and not enough focusing on his alleged negative actions that brought him into the situation to begin with, as Wilbur specifically didn't admit to abuse.
Why even post this? Changing the entire point of how I can't read the rest. You will not work on yourself. An actual apology would have been good.
Her, and instead said he had texts that made it seem mutually enjoyed, consensual, and playful. However, some of the responses were almost as controversial as the apology itself. Minecraft YouTuber Dream would receive...
I don't understand that to an extent. It's like, why do you, like, some people just want apologies to the point where it's like, if I only apologize, you guys are gonna make it seem as if I completely meant exactly what happened. Like, I wanted all of this to happen, you know? Like, I feel like the way that he's describing it is just telling us, like, yeah, he understands now that that was completely wrong. He apologizes. He's trying to change himself. And, like, yeah, he wants to make changes. He's, like, given reasons why he did it. Why wouldn't he, you know? Because if he doesn't give reasons to why he did it, everybody's just going to take in the one-sided manner of, oh, you just wanted to, like, be harmful. I don't know. Maybe what I'm saying is completely controversial, but like, I just think that the way that he did it had to be like one of the only ways he could have done it without it being like taken in the wrong light. Because if he would have just straight up apologized, like, hey, this did happen, I apologize, I apologize to the girl, everything, it's like people aren't going to accept that. They're going to be like, man, no, you abused her. Apology on Twitter isn't just going to work, you know? So for him to actually come out, accept the fact that he did it, say that he's changing, and say that he never wants to invalidate anything that she says and apologizing, I feel like that's the best way he could have went about it. I don't know.
For responding to the situation by instantly taking Shovel's side and taking the moral high ground above Wilbur, with lyrics tweeting, Dream, the guy who was falsely accused of being a groomer and just 2 months ago, is taking Shovel's side against Wilbur Soot and calling him an abuser with no evidence. Dude, what is happening? On top of this, Dream conveniently posted proof that he had donated his last video's revenue to a charity for victims of assault. A move that was clearly PR and business based rather than a genuine display of proof. Lyrics' tweet would spark a discussion about accusations being used as evidence, as a community note on Wilbur's post would state Shovel's word as concrete evidence, despite Wilbur stating a different story, with another tweet from Lyrics reading, Wilbur's response to the allegations by saying everything was consensual based on his understanding got community noted, just because his ex said it wasn't. Woman's word is gospel and is taken as fact, literally.
Okay, so now I'm kind of like thinking about it again. I guess what I'm saying right now, I can't remember if he said exactly like, oh, it was consensual, or, oh, I thought it was consensual based off what we had said. Because if he said that, then yeah, you could think anything can be taken out of proportions. But if he said, no, it was consensual, then he's wrong. Then he's completely in the wrong. Because it's like, obviously it wasn't if she's coming out to make this video, you know?
No screenshots, nothing. Just testimony got him community noted. Numbers don't lie, and by looking at Wilbur's social blade, it's evident that he's lost over 220,000 subscribers in the last 30 days alone. More subscribers than he gained throughout the entire previous year. Just as things seemed at an all-time low for Wilbur, it would get even worse. As of March 2024, even more accusations would be targeted towards him. In a tweet from user Alice Nyanya, she shared her experiences dating Wilbur Wilbur back in 2019, reading, "Hello, I'm Alice. I dated Wilbur back in 2019 and I want to speak out about my experience. I felt like I couldn't talk about this sooner because I was scared of his public influence and the potential backlash from fans. But now after hearing Shelby's story, seeing the support she's been shown, and admiring her bravery, I finally feel safe to break from my silence on our relationship. Back in 2019, at the beginning of the relationship, I was immediately shown a lot of affection, very reminiscent of love bombing. One of his close friends at the time warned me in confidence to quote, 'be careful,' unquote, as if they had seen people get hurt in the past, but I believed he was good inside. After a month, the honeymoon period was over and it was like I was dating a completely different person. I was told to keep our relationship a secret, but was framed in a way that implied it was for my safety, as if it was in my best interest to keep this secret despite my own feelings. I believed that he enjoyed having control in the relationship, or would have to hide as he streamed and sit silently in the corner of his room waiting for him to go offline. He would say condescending things to me about my interests and the type of content I created, as if he didn't take it, or me, seriously, and would only be enthusiastic about his future plans with music and desire for fame. I never felt like he was encouraging towards me or any of my goals, and in the last few months, he'd made me feel extremely unlovable and unwanted. I suffered with self-harm tendencies in 2019. He ignored the marks on my body and only took interest in retelling his own life struggles. I also experienced the biting habit, which has already been elaborated on by Shelby. After a while, I noticed that it was always me putting effort into the relationship, so I decided one day to not be the one to message first, just to see what would happen, and he never spoke to me again, so the relationship dissolved. Skipping
That is crazy. I don't even understand how those type of things happen. Like, you realize that, like, oh yeah, I'm the one that's not texting a relationship, so you don't text them, and somehow they just never text you back. That's like, yeah, it was best for you to drop that dude. It was completely best.
To 2021, we'd spoken briefly over an Instagram DM about the relationship and meeting up for closure on how things went in 2019. I gave him a second chance and met up hoping to get some answers. We walked through densely populated areas of town where we got stopped multiple times by his fans. In hindsight, this felt very intentional, almost as if he wants to flaunt his influence and desirability to me. We went to a bar to talk, and then he proceeded to get me very drunk. He got us an Uber back to his house. I ended up blacking out on his bed due to the alcohol, but the last thing I remember was him unconsensually removing my clothes. The next
Dude, that's just completely weird. Like, they're actually having quagmire in real life. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, what I think about that situation is either A, he had to, like, drug her or something, or gave her more alcohol than she was told she was taking, or he didn't make her, like, drunk. I know it's probably sounding like mad selfish for me to say that because I've never been through one of those specific, like, situations at all. So I guess my claim doesn't really matter on this at all. It's just that what I think is, even if I was like a female around like a dude that has a huge influence, I'd just be like, okay, I'm gonna drink what I want to drink. After I'm done, like, with my share, I'm done. Like, you're not going to influence me to drink anymore, especially considering that I'm giving you a second chance. If you're giving anybody a second chance, you shouldn't trust them until they completely prove that they should be trusted, especially not at a bar. You know what I'm saying? So it's either her just being ignorant or scared. It's one of those two, because if she's just being ignorant, then she's the one that got herself drunk. If she's being scared, then it's understandable because of the fact that she doesn't know what he could do to her. So at that point, it's kind of like understandable, you know?
morning, he proceeded to tell
I don't
me
know why I'm
about
saying
the
kind of. It
reasons
is
because I
understandable if she's
wasn't
scared.
interested in him. These past years have been extremely difficult to navigate because of this. I couldn't go online without seeing him everywhere and being adored as this soft boy who heroically respects women and mental health issues. I couldn't even go to conventions and enjoy my own hobbies without seeing people dressed up as him. Shelby was right. Staying quiet wasn't bringing me any peace. It was only keeping his. The tweet would garner a lot of support from the community, receiving upwards of 65,000 likes and various comments in support of her, including one from Shubble reading, "I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm with you." The implosion of Wilbur Soot's career will be a moment to remember for years to come. And if he doesn't somehow come out with a long response disproving the allegations, displaying the proof he claimed he had earlier, and winning his audience back, it's safe to say that not only his career is ruined.
I mean, how is he going to disprove the allegation? He already admitted to the thing that he did to Shelby. I doubt that he's gonna come out and be like, "Whoop, I didn't do that to that girl," because he doesn't really have a good way of saying that. Like, if he didn't already say that apology that he already did, what I would have said is his best way of coming out and apologizing and accepting the fact of what he did, like showing that he is going to try to change, probably taking a break for sure, and then yeah, coming back as a newer man and probably not talking to females for a little bit. You know, that's the best way I could have seen him like making a change to his career. You know, other than that, it's kind of over. He's
His
cooked.
career will go on as a prime example of how quickly an audience can abandon their favorite creator in the wake of serious allegations, and how a poor response can make the situation 10 times worse. From touring the world to being exiled by the internet, the future for Wilbur looks grim to say the least. Eric faked his content and doxed someone. Click the video on screen to find
I
out.
already watched that one. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed. This whole situation is like brand new, so I don't want to see any type of like comment saying, "Oh, you're late to the situation," like I did on the speed video. That was so stupid. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out Wilbur's Soot. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, sorry it's been a while since I've recorded. I was supposed to come back like this Monday, but hey, we gotta come back next Monday because I've just been busy with tennis, school, all that, you know. So, yep. Hope y'all enjoyed. Love y'all. Peace.